Alright, so let me give you the quick scoop. So a couple of weeks ago I went to this street party in a place called Moraria. It's an old neighborhood in Lisbon. And my family came, so my parents came to visit, which was super dope this month. And I think I actually forgot to take some footage of them. But anyway, I was, taking some pictures, doing my thing. And I happened to step in front of this gentleman by accident, and his friend told me to move out the way. But then I turned around, I introduced myself, we ended up talking, and we became cool, so we've been kicking it a little bit. And now I'm actually going to meet up with them for this, I think today is called Africa Day. I'll articulate a little bit better once we meet them, but there's some poetry, and let's see what this thing is all about, and hopefully we'll have a conversation and let you know why Africa's presence in Portugal is so rich. So yeah, let's see what we find out, and let's see what details we can figure out. What's going on? My name is Brandon Campbell. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, but based out of New York City. And over the next year, I'm going on a journey to explore culture, traveling through at least 12 different cities in 10 different countries, living like a local, and finding what's truly authentic in each country. So let's explore these places together for the very first time, meeting new people, having real conversations, and having new experiences. Now, I'm no expert, and I've never done this before, but the goal is to bridge the gap between American society and the rest of the globe, emphasizing we can all be global citizens. I believe the best in humanity is realized when we learn from and embrace the differences within each other. In the end, it'll make us all a little more open-minded, a little more inspired by the people in the world around us, and with an ever-growing extended family. So we're here. This is Matumba and Sasha, yes. And your full name is Shashando.
Yes.
Okay, and so quick story. I met you guys at the Moraria Street Festival.
Yeah.
My first discussion point, I guess, is why do so many people from Angola live in Lisbon?
Vou falar melhor em português. Toda a história tem tudo a ver com o colonialismo português, primeiro, para começar. As pessoas, os angolanos, lusófonos no geral, olá.
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
You know what? That was perfect. So I got to back up a little bit and give a little context. So you are an actor. So yes. Matumba is an actor, and Sasha is a doctor.
Yeah.
Do you do pediatrics?
Yes.
Okay, so he's a pediatrician.
Yes.
And Matumba's an actor, and you're on Portuguese soap operas. Is that right?
Yes.
Movies also.
Theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Let's take a quick break because Matumba just got approached from someone who watches one of the soap operas that he's on, and she wanted a picture, and that was really sweet.
And the funny thing about it, that lady, she's from Brazil.
She's Brazilian?
Yeah, she's Brazilian, from Bahia, right?
Wow, she's from Bahia?
Yeah, in Bahia, it's the place where most of the African people in Bahia come from Angola. So
now we're coming back to why a lot of Angolan people are in Lisbon. And so it's a colonial thing that you were saying, and from my understanding, from what you were telling me, Sasha, is that a lot of African countries, or there's multiple African countries that were once Portuguese colonies, right?
Angola,
Guiné,
Moçambique, Cabo Verde,
Angola, Guiné, Moçambique,
São
Tomé e Príncipe.
Where's that? What's São Tomé?
It's a small island near Congo, near Angola.
Oh, okay.
É mais perto de Angola, na linha mesmo do Equador, que separa o Equador. E esse agora é um bocado de imigração ao contrário. É isso, né? Os angolanos, os africanos que falam português, normalmente quando tentam procurar uma vida melhor ou uma oportunidade melhor na Europa, o primeiro sítio é a identificação linguística, é que faz as pessoas viajarem, é que faz as pessoas saírem de um ponto para o outro. Onde é que eu vou? Onde eu consiga me expressar, onde eu sou compreendido. Então as pessoas vêm para Portugal, como os africanos francófonos vão para a França. Os portugueses todos vêm para aqui, por isso é que tens... Agora em Lisboa também já consegues encontrar africanos de outras colónias. Mas os que vêm para aqui essencialmente vêm por causa da língua, por causa desse idioma, da compreensão fácil e imediata da língua. E é normal encontrar, apesar de termos as nossas sublínguas, as nossas línguas tradicionais, Angola temos que 14,
Yeah.
Angola temos 14, Guiné-Bissau tem outras línguas, dialetos. As pessoas chamam de dialeto, eu gosto de chamar língua, mas as pessoas chamam de dialeto. Mas é comum ver angolano, guiné, moçambicano, todos juntos, todos misturados. Porque o que nos une cá fora, primeiro somos pretos, africanos, e depois é a língua que nós falamos.
So is there an agreement between Portugal and the rest of these countries? I mean, not to say, is there a relationship between Portugal and the old Portuguese colonies, Mozambique, Guinea, Cape Verde, and Angola, to allow citizens of those countries to come here freely?
No, not yet. You cannot come here like freely. You have to get a visa, right?
Visa, yeah.
So, but there's different ways of you can get a visa. If you come to study, you get a visa for studies. If you have an offer for a job, you get a visa because you have a job.
Right.
Different reasons why you can get a visa. But there's also lots of people here who are illegal.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
There's a great contradiction, you know, like as Mataba was saying, the relationship between Portugal and the colonies, the ex-colonies, it's not so good. You know, we are getting along, but there are still deep wounds, you know, from that period. Another reason why lots of people came here, which we didn't mention in the beginning, we were running away from the war because there was a war going on in Angola.
Okay.
And when we both came, there was war. So young people, they were trying to avoid. It was a civil war between Angolans, which didn't make any sense for lots of us. So we didn't want to participate in that war, right?
Yes.
So lots of people came through that, you know.
Okay.
Because
Now you're here. There's a big population of old Portuguese colony citizens that now are in Lisbon. What is it like for someone that's from Angola, that's from Mozambique, that's from Guinea, that's from Cape Verde? What does that feel like in Lisbon? Are you all accepted? Are you accepted as a part of the Portuguese community? What is that?
well, you know, I think it's a process, you know, like I think it's better now than it was like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, but it isn't right yet, you know. So we don't feel and we are not represented, you know, in the institutions,
Yes.
right? And especially for me, it's good because I'm from Angola, right? I'm Angolan.
Yeah.
I grew up in Angola. But there's lots of people who are African descent that were born here,
Yeah.
you know? And they feel like they still have to search for their origins. They say, oh, I'm from Angola, I'm from Cape Verde, just because their fathers or their grandfathers were from there.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel, they don't feel as part of here, you know?
Right.
So it's more difficult for them, you know, because I have my country, have my origins, have my documents. I'm from Angola.
Right.
There's lots of people who are African descent, but they are from here. They were born here. They don't have anything else, right? So, and they are not represented at all. And they're searching for their origins. For African descent, it's worse because they feel sometimes they come to meet the African community, but they feel they don't belong.
Who meets the
African descent, right?
Okay, yeah.
They feel they don't really belong because they've never been there. They don't know how to speak the language. Yeah, they're Portuguese. But at the same time, they don't feel like they are 100% Portuguese because of their skin.
Right.
But yes, but there's this kind of smooth discrimination, smooth racism. Like, for instance, when I was at college, you know, people were saying to me, like, oh, how did you get here? How could you be at medicine school?
Yeah.
And even teachers, they were saying like making comments that were supposed to be flattering, like comments like, oh, you come from Angola? Really? No, but you grew up here. No, I grew up in Angola. Really? You speak Portuguese so well?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're...
But now you hate that shit?
Yes, it's
Yeah, so, no...
you are a black? Okay, but you are a different
Yeah,
black, you
yeah.
know? You stay with us, you grow up with us. Yeah, you know us because now you are different than other African. No, I'm African.
Yeah.
So I am an intelligent guy. I go to university, I start, and I know things. The people thinks, the white people here, think they are black are
It's
the
different.
same. No,
Yeah.
are the same because he don't have a knowledge.
Yeah, he never met African people, you know, like the guy never met, but he assumes something. So when he actually meets us, it's like, oh no, but you guys are different. Different from what? What other Africans do you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So-
You know, that's funny that you say that. That's something similar that like we go through in America. Like growing up, you know, you meeting people, you're around different people in different communities, and of course, the vast majority of Black people in America have never been to Africa or don't have any family or anything. Of course, been in Africa because of slavery and all the records are lost. So you know, they meet us. You know, I'm in school, whether it's high school, college, or law school, and they meet you to have a conversation with you, and they're like, "Oh, but you're so articulate. You know, you
Oh,
speak.
God.
Yeah, you speak so well. You know, or sometimes as soon as I got to a company, I was a lawyer. I worked in a corporate environment, and the first question I got was, "So how'd you get here?" What's funny is, it wasn't only from white people that I got it. I got it from the Indian people in the building. I got it from there's not really, especially not any young Black males. So they want to know how I got there.
In Africa, in Angola, there were these four categories, you know? Like your first class white, if you were born in Europe. Second class white, if you were white but you were born in Africa.
Right.
Then there were like black and brown people, but people that could speak Portuguese and were like Catholic religion adopted, you know.
Yeah.
So this was the third class people, and then what they call like indigenous people who remained true to their own culture and their own language. It was the its lowest,
The colonialism.
and that went on until the 60s, right?
Colonialism
Yeah, and
is,
then-
is hard, very hard, because change completely the mind of all people, you know. It's like a bottle é como uma garrafa vazia e eles deixaram com o colonialismo ao ponto das pessoas de um preto sentir raiva do outro preto, porque o preto fala português e eu não falo. Eu sou o preto que fala português, estou mais próximo do branco, tem outros benefícios do que o preto que não fala, estás a ver? E em vez de perceberem que é uma luta que eu posso te ensinar, nós odiamos-nos.
We talked a little bit about how things may be different from people of African descent in Portugal, and so the descendants of, I guess, African people who were born and raised in Portugal, and then people who have come from Mozambique, Angola, Cape Verde, Guinea. So we talked about the lack of representation. So how have those people, including the people that are born in Portugal, built a community? Is there like a community of people? Do you all feel like you get along well with each other? Do you interact? I mean, and I'm asking the question, I kind of know the answers somewhat from the experiences that I've had with you all, but I just want to hear you talk about it.
I think, from my perspective, I think we get along very well.
Yeah.
But we have strong roots to our country. So
Yeah.
there's not like a black community in Portugal. There's Angolans and people from Guinea, people from Mozambique, right? But we all get along very well.
Yeah.
And we all very curious about each other. The good thing about living in Lisbon is that we always meet. You know, I have friends from Brazil, from Mozambique,
Forever,
from Guinea,
yes.
and so you care, and because you care, you start to learn a lot about those countries.
Yeah.
What's the problem there? Because sometimes you only hear the news, you know, but when you speak to people who actually are from there,
Right.
you get their perspective.
I'm a person, I've been to law school, I've been to college. I'm not that very well educated geographically. I didn't even know where Angola was. What would you say like gives you pride about? We talked about some of the difficulties. We talked about some of the things that you've overcome. But what gives you pride about your life in Lisbon now?
O que é que me mete orgulhoso?
Sobre viver em Lisboa.
Sim, eu gosto da cultura, primeiro. Da cultura que existe em Lisboa. Que agora não é só uma cultura tradicional portuguesa. Como o Sasha disse. Não faz mal. Como o Sasha disse. Como o Sasha disse. Lisboa é diferente do resto das províncias de Portugal. Então, eu gosto dessa subcultura que existe em Lisboa. Estou orgulhoso porque é aqui que eu me fiz homem também. Né? Eu cresci como homem, como pessoa, casei-me em Lisboa, gosto de viver em Lisboa, das pessoas todas de Lisboa, brancas ou pretas. Isso faz-me contente. Não chamo carreira, mas o meu trabalho progride cá, cresço todos os dias. Tenho uma filha que foi feita em Lisboa. Eu amo essa cidade, e com tudo que ela tem de bom e de mau. Eu adoro, não consigo não viver em Lisboa, por exemplo. Isso faz-me, nesse momento, eu poder dizer às pessoas que eu sou também lisboeta, faz-me orgulhoso. Digo, isso agrada-me.
Do you think there's one thing around the world that makes us the same or that unites us, that we can connect on?
Yeah.
Do you think so? And if you do, what is that for you? What does that mean?
Let me put it this way. For me, it's not as important the countries, It's the perspective of life and mankind, your values, So what I'm always searching for when I meet new people is to understand if they can resonate with me through their values, solidarity, music, friendship, and the struggle for the ones that are oppressed.
Thank you guys for welcoming me to your homes, your environment, taking me to the places that you hang out, introducing me to your friends, introducing me to your culture, the food, and from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. I can't wait to come back, and I can't wait to visit y'all soon because this is not a one-time encounter for me.
Brother!
I gotta come back and kick it with y'all.
Yeah.
It's good.